Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Friday. Friday's request day. Today's map being requested by the creator and has been voted by the BonBonB buddies over on Patreon. Now, it's a big map. It's a busy map. There is a lot to look at. It's kind of a map that is everything a Cities Skylines map should be, very nearly. It has a few things that I'm going to grumble about because, hi, I'm BonBon. Nice to meet you. Somewhere between a fantasy and a realistic map, and the one thing that I'm not going to do today is I'm definitely not going to ask you to hit the like button, but you could do it anyway. That's right, because hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you if you have supported me. Today's map is Northbound Coastlands Riviera by ARL Robin 1. My big grumble, I guess, would be what a completely forgettable name. It's just too long. It's like the Shawshank Redemption. Nobody can remember that name, can they? Can they? There's your start square and there's your terrain heights. There's a lot of village and a lot of flatland and a lot of in between. Resources look like such. I'll let you decide whether you could work with that or not. And then if we go across to the workshop, there are a few things to subscribe to. You will need Mass Transit for this one, Mass Transit's DLC. We will be using the Not So Rocky Hills map theme and the Relight Neutral LUT, although apparently the screenshots were taken with a Relight Cool, but Relight Neutral is the recommended. There's a few other trees and stuff there to subscribe to, most of them like of the older variety, if that makes any sort of sense. The ones that I think I've been subscribing to on and off for about 3 years now. But still good assets. Intersection here, I've got a little minor grumble. We are in the fog, so we can kind of ignore my grumble here. We've got a pillar here, and then there's a bit of a long gap while it crosses both highways until we get to another pillar. And I feel that that would need a little bit of extra support somewhere across that arc. What I do like though, still in the fog here, is this little dell between the two highways. I feel that's where all the Cities Skylines fairies are born, you know? It's very sweet. You could have done a little bit more detailing in there actually to really make the whole thing pop. We've got a little bit of road glitching going on here. Awful lot going on. There's a lot going on with this map. Both good and not quite so good. But there's nothing really hideously horrendous about the map. So you won't find anything which will completely put you off of it, but you might find things that may sway you towards a different map, arguably. Like this intersection, I really do actually. It's a shame there's a little bit of a traffic backup going on with it already, because I would go with this intersection. In fact, I'd probably stick with it. I probably wouldn't change this if I took this map on, because there's a lot to like about it, but there's stop-start. So if you're worried about getting a real traffic and deadlock going on, then I think this needs some fixing. But if you're just after the aesthetics of the city, then I like that. I'm a big fan. Okay, onwards with the roads. Now, there are a few things that I've skipped over now that I'm going to moan about a little bit later on, and I'm only going to moan about things once. So if you see things multiple times, don't worry. I have seen them as well, but I've kind of let them go. Like one thing you'll notice is we've got a nice bridge here, but a little bit of water issue. This particular river, there's more than one river, has some minor water issues. Not too difficult to fix, but they are there. This is a glorious intersection. There's no problems with this at all in terms of traffic flow. I particularly like this really convoluted road over road over road and merge lanes, and it's all I like it. It's very slick indeed. Especially like in this 2 lanes into 2, then merging down to 1, and then that merges into the highway. But it could be a little bit slicker. Like for example, if you look at this this road on the left, merged road on the left, if you look at where it lines up to with those 2 lanes, it's almost more in line with the right hand lane. And I think we can do better, so I'm going to do it. Grab move it, drag that node over, bend that segment a little bit until it pops. You see how it pops there? There you go. and move that one back just a fraction. And that is instantly better. However, we've got a bit of terrain height issue, so I'm going to bring that terrain height down as well. And that's still more slick. And then this, it's a little bit jagged, so I'm going to bring the height up as well there, matching the terrain, bring this down, give this a little bit of a bend in a more smooth way, and there we go. I think that whole thing works a whole lot better. So there was nothing that you couldn't have gotten away with, and it wasn't hideous, was it? Before I played with it, it wasn't. And there's still more I could do. I could still go back there and do more with that. But in terms of just doing a quick fix, that's not so bad. Anyway, this is your start square intersection. Again, quite nice, a little bit different from the norm. We've got this little Stonehenge kind of decoration in the middle of the roundabouts there. We've seen that. Let's have a little look at the one minor problem with this, tweeny one. This pillar here is almost on the highway. It's not quite actually on the actual highway, so nothing's going to be driving through it. But I think the alignment again there could be just slightly more fine-tuned. And yeah, ignore that one on the left there. We've already seen something like that. I could go over these things time and time again. Anyway, start square looks like this. And in the start square, we've got a beauty today. It's Rico Residences at RCMI Volume 1 145 Medium by Reaper. Reaper, one of my favourites. It's a shame, and I don't hold any grudge for this, it's a shame they have so much on Patreon that isn't available to everybody. But I don't blame them in the slightest for doing so, because honestly, if I was greedy myself, and well, not saying Reaper's greedy of course, but I would love to put a lot more exclusive content on Patreon. I've only got 2 or 3 videos over there which are exclusive to the BonBonB buddies. I maybe should do what Reaper's doing. I probably will at some point. So no grudges. Anyway, factoids, because factoids, very short one. It's just a little short one, diddly one. Are you ready? Henry VIII wore skirts. That's your factoid. Anyway, there you go. Rico Residences at RCMI Volume 1 145 Medium by Reaper. Today's asset of the day. It's really very, very nice. Big fan of Reaper. Big fan of Reaper. And I don't blame them. Alright, we've got some road glitch, terrain glitch in between 2 roads because they're not quite level. So once again, the little bit of terrain work before laying down the roads would have just smoothed out this little bump, consistent bump that's going along all the way between the between 2 highways. Easily fixed. It just needed, like I say, pre-terrain work doing. Another lovely bridge here, perfect bridge, perfectly smooth and aligned, and everything makes every little bit of sense there. Very happy with that. And then up to the next intersection, and another one which is just a different from the normal. And again, I'm going to moan about a missing pillar. I can understand where we got one there, and then there's nothing going all the way across the 2 highways until we get to one over here. Imagine the missing one is just under the left-hand highway here, right about there. So I imagine that's where it probably was. So a little bit of pillar work would have made that intersection just a little bit more slick. But again, honestly, many people won't bother change that. I wouldn't really be too worried about it myself. Just pointing it out for those people that have had it pointed out on their map and moan that I don't pick on them too. Perfect bridge, by the way. No moans about that. Skipping over the perfect bridge because there's nothing to moan about. Always looking for the things to grumble about. Your eyes can see the good stuff. Your eyes can really see the good stuff. Sometimes I point out the good stuff when it's especially good. Like here, this is a nice intersection as well. Good traffic flow through here. And the rock work, I've got to say, it's a bit of terrain glitching, I think, through the rock work there. I'm not really sold on the rock detailing there. It's okay. It's okay. But I don't think it goes to the next level, you know. Merge lanes there. It's good to see. Good to see that arrow pointing straight on as well. Clearly more we could do there to align the roads, but they're actually okay. They're fine. No grumbles really. The rail, right? We do have an issue with the rail here, and this is there's no level crossing. So I don't know if Anarchy is going to, or maybe there's just a missing gate. But yeah, I know Anarchy's in play there, or the missing gates. But anyway, but we have a level crossing here. Good to know that the farmers are going to be safe and not going to be run over instantly. Now the rail, don't know. I don't know. It's more down the fantasy route. Again, we've got level crossing there because it's just. Well, I'll leave you to make up your own mind. Let me know in the comments what you think of the rail. Because, strictly speaking, there's not really anything wrong with it. If you're looking at this as a fantasy genre, it is all within tolerances regarding gradients, and it's fine. It's just weird, odd. Not sure whether which is the right word for it. Quirky, maybe. Quirky. I do like the word quirky, don't I? Yes. Now here, this is quirky. Right, we've got the two lines. They've split, and now we're going to cross the river one over the other. We're going to piggyback over each other, and it's very well done. It's very tidily done, and the accuracy is spot on. It's just like, what? Okay. Anyway, that ends off down by where the docks would be. We're going to ignore that then because it doesn't go anywhere. We'll carry on this way over past the start square, elevated through, elevated station in the start square. Could be done, I guess. Plenty of assets, elevated stations on the workshop. And then this bears off this way towards. Now, this is once again going quirky again here. Do you like level crossings? Good, because we have got two side by side right here. It's not going to be a problem because there's no traffic down here. There won't be any major traffic down here. So you've got two there, and then it crosses back over itself there. So that's three. And it crosses back over itself again here. That's four. And then we've got this goods yard, which is both magnificent and arguably imperfect, which is probably what makes it work. For a start, all these catenaries, I mean, they're perfectly aligned. They're very busy, lots and lots of lines, but they're not aligned, but they are sort of on the diagonals almost. It's almost like musical notation, like a stave going on here. Really quite odd. And then they're all perfectly connected up at this end onto this main line here, which has got some terrain glitching in it. And then we have got on the end here, this last one. Oh, no, I'm going to connect onto this rail just to be a little bit awkward. It's really odd and weird, and I love it for its imperfections, actually, as it happens, oddly. Speaking of oddly, something new to watch this week. Have you noticed? Flowscape is here, now creating beautiful scenes every single week on this channel. Ah, oh, isn't it beautiful? Want to know more? Of course you do. Click that information button now. And so back to the instantly forgettable name of Northbound Coastlands Riviera by ARL Robin 1. I think you need a punchier, simpler name. That would help for people to remember it. They're just going to remember this as the map with like the shipping routes that they're okay, I guess. A little bit convoluted. I'll get there in the end. A little bit, but they're okay. They work. We've got this little kite going on here, so ships can take the shortest route. And this one down here with all the bends and the triangles, and it's all good. Okay, now water flow. Water flow is the thing. Is the water flow going to kill this map? And the answer is no. Okay, this is the main river that comes down through past the start square, and there is definitely water flow going on here, and it's strong enough. We've got a divergence. I'm losing my head. Divergence there, and this comes through past the start square there, and water goes out to the bay. So water isn't an issue. Right, let's have a look at the map. Now, this is your build area. My big mini grumble here, although it is listing 81 tiles as a required mod, I would say that all this should be within the 25 tiles, okay? Because look there, that's the edge of the map there. That's your 2 tiles in. And all of that is unavailable to players that aren't going to be using the 81 tile mod. And there's quite a few that won't use the 81 tile mod. So for me, although strictly speaking it is a requirement, I would like to see all of that flat land shunted a little bit, 1 tile to the right, to make it available to all players. The hills are alive and very, very, very beautifully done as well. Loving this dirt track here that goes up through the clearing, and then we've got a rockfall which has broken the road. That is very nice as well, and it carries on up there where the rockfall just like, yeah, you got the idea, you got the gist. Got lots of interesting waters. We've got this castle. This is a great castle. Okay, this is a marvelous castle. The location is excellent. I love the way it's been put together. It's just got a real feel for it for being a real castle. This is unforgivable, having the brick walls going through the towers. There's no reason why you can't start them. But that is, it's just a great piece of work. That it's not the only castle on the map though, but that is the only good castle on the map. The other castle, which is down here, where you're going to first glance, you go, oh, that's all right. Yeah, but the location. Why would you build a castle there? You wouldn't. Okay, and then we have got these two viewing platforms, so it's obviously a touristy type castle. And this viewing platform, where you come down here to have a look at, you could just about maybe see the waterfall, the end of the waterfall. It's not really much of a view, is it? Whereas over here we've got a viewing platform, again, look down the river. But honestly, you don't need to be on the platform to look down the river. You can just sit on the grassy bank. Don't make any sense to me at all. What is this? But this is quite fun. Sandy area here with the truck. That's the old Great Sand Meteorite of 1955, and they haven't cleared up all the sand yet. Made that bit up, by the way, but it makes as much sense as everything else. Now, the water flow. This lake up here has a fault with it. It's exactly the same fault as the lake in my first map, Merrickstowe, and it has 2 exit points for the water. But this is more of a fantasy map, because when you actually follow these rivers, they do connect back up again in a way that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So whereas mine, I've got no excuse because I was trying to do it realistic. This is more fantasy, so I can kind of allow that. Does that make sense to you? I think it does. It makes sense to me anyway. This is the river here, which has got the water flow problems, and you're going to go, yes, but look, you've got the gameplay on really slow, the speed slider right down to 0 virtually, and the answer is, well, yes, but trust me, I have given this every opportunity to sort itself out. And I'm going to show you up here where the problems are occurring. It's about here, I think it's the main cause of it. Let me turn the speed up. Oh, hello, we've pulled right out. Anyway, we'll zoom back in again. Move the speed slider up, move it onto high speed, level 3 of 3. And you can see here we've got the water. It's just like coming off of here. And this is a bit stop-start there. You can see just off of the edge, it's not always filling up there. And here it's thinning out consistently. It's not down to the game being run slowly. It's just a water flow issue, which means that we've slow everything back down again. So we are back down at a nice cozy speed. Yeah, if you follow the river down, we've got a little glitch going on here, and then you've got a little glitch going on there, and it comes out to the just where it gets really wide here. There's just not enough water when you get the glitches, which would mean that car would be flooded. I don't mind that. That's fine. A dumped car in the river. That makes some sort of sense. I'm okay with that. But yes, yeah, we've got no water coming over the waterfall now, so it's even a little bit further upstream that we're getting problems. But if we follow up the stream, this is very pretty. Okay, as rivers, as mountain streams go, I like this one. I like this one, and this kind of feels realistic. And then you get to this lock, and this lock is beautiful and totally believable as the water source. So it's good that this is the water source and there isn't water coming in from any more convoluted, oh hello, there's more water coming in from convoluted places. This then comes down from this stream here, which diverges here. Doesn't need to, wish it didn't, but it does. And then this then comes up to another water source, another lake up here. This is great. At least this doesn't have a second exit point. Oh no, but it does, doesn't it? And this just goes straight off the edge of the map over here, and I wish it didn't. I don't feel there is a need for it. So yeah, I feel that this was one stream too many. Or if it just been feeding it from off of the map, that would have been good. But no, feeding out of the map, don't like it. Don't like it. I don't. I'm looking here for a specific little bit of switchbacks. There's some switchbacks that I want to check out that I really enjoyed. We've seen the waterfalls there. Where's the switchbacks? Not that one there. I know it's not that one there. Ah, it's up here. Excellent. This road here, this is actually an exit route off the map, hence the traffic. And these switchbacks, I love these. I'm going to stick it onto upper speed again here for you, so you can just enjoy the traffic wibbling backwards and forwards. So I could watch this all day. I mean, I won't, because frankly, you've probably got better things to do. But I like that. I like that. Anyway, and then this carries on. I like this as well. Aesthetically, really nice. Coming up into this valley here, we've got some forestry clearing here, including the dirt track leading up to the forestry clearing. Makes a whole lot of sense. I am completely buying into all of that. Anyway, what do you think of the map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewers' Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. I think this map is going to split opinion. I think it's going to get some 5-star votes. I think it's going to get some 1-star votes. And I think it's going to get some in between. It's just one of those. I don't even know myself, to be honest with you. But I can tell you that aesthetically, I think it's striking enough. I think it is different enough. I think it's aesthetically, it just catches the eye. You won't forget it. I think it deserves the 4th star. Detailing, I want to give this 4 stars, but I think there are plenty enough little things that just, it feels that it needs fixing because the standards are sort of there, aren't they? So I'm going to go 3 stars for detail. For gameplay potential, I was going to drop this down to 3 stars, but then there's the whole 81 tile thing. I think it's highly playable. It could be a 5-star map. Do you know what? It could be a 5-star map, but I think it should be available to all players. So I'm going to go 4 stars, right? So because it's very playable, it should be available to all players without needing the 81 tile mod. 4 stars. Northbound Coastlands Riviera by ARL Robin. I'm split on this one. I'm split. I don't know whether I like it or whether I don't like it or whether I really love it. But there's something about that map that is what every Cities Skylines map should be. It's just slightly off-center. Shift the whole map just slightly away from the water, from the coast. Move the coast inland a little bit. I think that map's very close to perfect. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, and for joining me for another map in the What Map series. Guess what? We've got another map in the What Map series to follow tomorrow. I've been BonBonB, and you've been very, very welcome.